Jaguar Wright made it apparent that almost nothing in the recently released Diddy documentary was new to her when she began discussing it. She has been observing things from the sidelines and has been aware of this tale for years. She said that while she already knew what would be and wouldn't be featured, there was one particular instance that really caught her attention and shocked a lot of people. Kirk Burroughs publicly admitted that Diddy had mistreated him for the first time.
That Kirk Burroughs was saying at the end of episode 4 when he first, dropped the bomb, that he had been essayed by Diddy. It's Kirk Burroughs.
Yeah.
Who has been there since the beginning.
That time, I didn't think nothing of it, that he was spending the night with Kirk Burroughs either every Wednesday night. He got a whole girl at home, but he's spending the night with Kirk Burroughs. He's staying at Kirk's house. Like, yo, all right, cool. Didn't think nothing of it. And then Kirk had made a mention to some people over the years that him and Puff used to wake up and pray together. And I'm, in my mind, I know he's talking about saying prayers and all that shit like that. But in my other mind, I'm thinking you waking up with a dude praying? Shit is going on. Then there was a situation that somebody said a long time ago in the office. They caught Kirk giving Puff in the office.
It's interesting to note that even John Deal, who has seen several major incidents with Diddy, was taken aback and stunned upon learning about Kirk's purported ordeal.
Joe telling the world now. He's telling the world now he's forced to do this.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out why he didn't come out sooner. He also alleging that Diddy, forced him to give him jobs.
Oh my God. So you telling me that in the lawsuit, and I seen it, man, that he forced him to sing in the mic. And it wasn't in the studio.
Yeah, that's what he claiming.
Yo, bro, it's crazy. It's real crazy that Kirk is alleging all these things that people always said back then. I remember when me and you had a conversation about this years ago, and you asked me, was I going to talk about it? I said, no, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to let him talk about it. I didn't know he was going to do this lawsuit and put this shit in there. But I told you years ago that I'm not going to talk about it until he talks about it.
Kirk was close to Diddy over 30 years ago, which is why his statements are so significant. He was close to him in his early years and was well acquainted with him. This, in Jaguar's opinion, lends more weight to his statements. She thinks he's verifying things that people have been discussing in private for a while.
He said people keep pretending like all of the stuff that they hear about Diddy is something that's new. He's been doing these things. He's a witness to offenses that happened over 30 years ago.
The Jaguar said that the documentary omitted a number of significant aspects, particularly about Diddy's early years. She thinks he could have concealed certain aspects of his history to first maintain a positive reputation.
It was kind of interesting. They said he didn't smoke and he didn't drink, but throughout all the Biggie's promo, every time you saw him, he had a bottle of champagne. They was drinking Moet all of the time. So I guess they don't consider cases of champagne and everybody having their own bottle and drinking out of their own bottle like it was a 40 ounce. I guess they don't consider that drinking, but I digress.
There was a part where he was going back and forth with Andre Harrell and he was saying, I'm going to be drunk and high by Wednesday. I don't know. So I'm like, it seemed like the shift happened quickly when it comes to being introduced into this thing, into this industry. So he's technically he might be a victim as well.
She said that she had always thought Diddy could have been a victim at some time in his life, perhaps as a young kid. She related this concept to his parents' challenging and problematic way of life.
I believe that he was victimized, and I think it happened long before the industry. You know, people really don't want to look closer into his childhood and to what his mama had going on in that house. God knows what he saw and what happened to him in his own mama house. All of those strangers, them up involved, looking around, seeing what was going on. And let's just be clear, it sounds like her house was a house of, you know, professional freak-offs. So who knows what he saw or what could have happened to him while she was busy entertaining people and pouring and getting tips, as she would say, for her after-hour life.
Oh yeah. He was. I'm gonna say he was surprised to hear that.
School bus driver. No, was he surprised or was he like, zip it, you talking too much? Because that's what it looked like to me. It looked like you talking a little bit too much. They don't need to know about that. While she was sitting up there, oh, because I was a bus driver and I was this, and I worked at the after hours. And I would pour them drinks and they would give me big tips.
She didn't say it just like that. Big tips. You know, in
big tips and spending cheese.
In Sean's own words, in Diddy's own words, he had said he had a sigh of relief learning that he was the son of a hustler or a gangster. Like he wanted that status. He wanted to say that he was a sigh of relief is a wild thing to say, that your daddy was a gangster or a hustler, or that's what you heard that he was.
Well, I mean, like Tim said, they had a bunch of blaxploitation movies being played around the house all the time. They grew up with the Mac playing. They grew up with Superfly playing. Like, I mean, if that's what you got going on, you got two women in the house and there's no men around, and these are what the little boys are watching. You got basketball players coming over late at night. You got hustlers coming over, PIMPs coming over, women who look like they were modeling for Jet Magazine coming over. Like, it sounds like the nature of the environment is what shaped their perception of what cool was. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure for him it was, oh man, that's who
The person he looked up to was allegedly engaged in illicit operations, turned informant, and died violently. According to Jaguar, Diddy's personality was shaped by his upbringing, the surroundings, media influence, and pressure to become powerful. He started to think he was above the law, according to her, and his actions seemed to confirm that belief. She also highlighted a crucial aspect of the documentary that a lot of people overlooked. She claims that even before Diddy was arrested, he was attempting to sway public opinion. She saw that even as federal officers approached his lodging, he continued to videotape everything. He was recording them rather than hiding.
That they have this footage and however they got it. The fact that it exists is like, Diddy, why would you even start recording this? Like, why would you even give us this leverage to even put this thing out? Please, give us some tips. Well, I wouldn't call it leverage, but go ahead.
Well, the whole point of him filming this whole thing was because I'm sure that he planned on doing his own documentary. This is an extreme narcissist you're talking about. Extreme. He's sitting there with feds, an eye shot away from his hotel suite, filming his hotel room, and he's looking at them and he's filming them right back. He's literally saying in certain parts, yeah, make sure you're filming all of this because we need to get some, some cutaway shots.
That's wild.
No, he was literally, did nobody pay attention to that?
Oh, I saw it.
Like he said, yeah, make sure you're filming all of this. We need this for cutaways. Like you're sitting here collecting footage, like a director, like an AD.
Jaguar thinks that this was not an isolated incident. It demonstrates a pattern of control in her perspective. She believes Diddy sought to manipulate the narrative to his advantage and perhaps fabricate his own account of what happened. She was taken aback by more than simply the filming.
When you've got a lawyer like Mark Agnafilo, who is orchestrating your possible surrender, because as you heard him say in the beginning of the documentary, he was very clear. It's almost the middle of September and there's no indictment. As you heard Diddy say, I've been an exemplary client like you've asked. You said I've been an excellent client. I came here. I did everything you asked me to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're literally having this conversation.
Yeah, and in that conversation, Diddy was worried about the outlook of the public versus the victims.
The outlook of the public? Oh, he was worried a lot more than that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think? He
yeah.
literally sat there and said, we need comms. He's sitting there talking like an evil dictator. We need comms. We need a way into this conversation. We're losing, he said. We're losing. Losing what?
Come on.
What are you losing? But the key words that he said that were so important were, we need to be able to be speaking to the potential jurors.
She clarified that before anything formal had even begun, Diddy seemed to desire control of the story. Jaguar said, "This is dangerous. If someone with so much money and power attempts to sway public opinion before a trial even starts," she questioned how justice can be fair.
He said, you might only be the guy that watches CNN, but there's 9 billion people in the world, and 7 billion of them are on Instagram or TikTok. We need to have control of that. He said, we need to know how these potential jurors are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he said.
Facts.
So what does that mean? He hadn't even been arrested yet. He hadn't even been taken into custody yet. Damian Williams hadn't come forward yet with a list of the charges that they were charging him with and what they were taking him to trial for. That didn't happen until December.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, they were losing? Losing what? Losing at what? We need to have control of comms. We need to make sure that we know how the potential jurors are thinking.
Very true.
How does that not sound like anything other than what it is? They were looking to infect the jury pool as early as possible. They were hoping to infect the jury pool, to see a lawyer sitting on the phone, having a conversation with a man who was about to be charged with some of the most heinous acts known in recent history.
She also discussed how difficult it might be to criticize influential individuals. Sometimes you can't go to the manager because they could be involved in the issue, she stated. If there is corruption, you can't always trust the police, and even compelling legal cases might abruptly shift course. In the meanwhile, influential people are still able to act freely behind the scenes. She likened the Astroworld catastrophe to an earlier incident involving Diddy at a collegiate basketball game in 1991. She advised people to exercise caution near those who shirk their responsibilities. Ngandil has already discussed the occurrence and detailed its seriousness, as well as the lack of compassion for the impacted individuals.
I did a walk around, so I walked around the top of the floor, went down the steps and went in the gym, and then came across the gym, and I seen that you can go up the steps and be right there at the front door. So everybody was coming in. You seen Dougie Fresh, Red Alert, they was on the mic. People started coming in and everything. It was cool. And then when LL Cool J and Mike Tyson showed up, that shit must have went pandemonium. They must have broke through the first doors where the FOIs was and came to the door where we was inside at. And it was a glass door that they were crowded at in the glass door, and people were steady pushing the people through the door, whereas that they pushed the people so hard that the glass broke and people fell through the glass doors at the top of the stairs. And when people fell through the doors at the top of the store, we grabbed this girl. You know, she was pregnant. We later found out that was Father MC's baby's mother. And she died that day with her baby inside her. And you could see that she was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? She had to be like 6 or 7 months pregnant. So we grabbed her and helped her up. And then she ended up going downstairs when we had got her out the way. So they got trapped down the stairs. After they broke through the first glass, they got trapped downstairs through the second door because Jessica had got scared. That was Puffy's partner at the time, Jessica Rosenberg. She got scared, ran downstairs with the money box and shut the door behind her. And all those people got shut down in there and got trapped.
Right. 9 people died that day. 29 others were injured. And I guess Nice and Smooth's bodyguard was one of the people that got...
My man, let me tell you something. That dude was about 6'4". He had a white t-shirt on, I think with khaki pants. I was over there trying to resuscitate him, and I was like, this is crazy.
According to Jaguar, nobody suffered significant repercussions after the college event. She said that by putting Bad Boy under his mother's name to prevent his assets from being seized, Diddy safeguarded his fortune early. She said that this was done to prevent litigation in the future.
Putting his business in his mother's name, and the U.S. attorneys trying to go after RICO that he used his business as an enterprise to do these sexual deviant things.
Yeah.
Technically, if he's just getting, let's say, small payments from his mom, he's not technically using the business. Do you think that they barked up the wrong tree to even lose this trial based on him saying that, hey, I'm not even the owner of Bad Boy. I'm just let's say, an employee who just gets payments to do little small things. Shouldn't they have realized that or noticed all right, we can't trace the money back to the owner of Bad Boy?
Well, see, that's the thing. That was for Kirk Burroughs' case. What about now? Because Combs Enterprise, all of it is not owned by Janice Combs. His name is on stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of these things that happen, it's not back then it was Bad Boy, Combs Enterprise. There's a bunch of different stuff that falls up underneath that umbrella. And it ain't all in Janice's, it's not all in Janice's name. It's not. Good portion of it is, but not all. People have to be weary about anybody who goes through this much trouble to evade responsibility and financial liability. Because even if it's not all in his name, even if it isn't all him, even if it were all in his mother's name, then that would mean that his mother is the one that's running the criminal organization, and she's been aiding and abetting his very sick behavior for decades.
Hey.
It sounds like they should have made sure that she was added to everything. That's the case. Because if he's just an employee and he's just being paid for his services, then that means that all of this stuff was going on up underneath her nose, and there's no way she didn't know about it. She was involved and present for too much of it.
She went on to talk about how the government deals with issues involving influential individuals. She said that occasionally authorities do not charge everything straight to prevent revealing broader difficulties, drawing a comparison between the situation and Al Capone. Rather, they pursue lesser accusations. She thinks that major stories are sometimes manipulated to shield certain people. And she brought up the fact that, despite their long-standing associations with Diddy, names like Jay-Z and Clive Davis were left out of the documentary.
Jay-Z wasn't mentioned at all in any of this documentary.
Yet
he was there for so much of it. Because right after the diddler beat the crap out of Steve Stout, the Jigga Man poked up on Rivera. Not long after that. All of this stuff happened around the same time.
Why do you think Jay-Z wasn't involved in none of this?
Well, I mean, he was involved in a lot of it. You mean, why wasn't he mentioned?
Yeah, mentioned in the documentary at all.
I mean, there was a lot of people that weren't mentioned. Matter of fact, not too many people in the industry were mentioned who were there and present. Isn't that cute?
Very true.
They found a way to tell that story while they kept everybody else clean.
Jaguar said that the documentary did not thoroughly examine significant historical occurrences. She brought up the tension between the East and West Coasts, claiming that it was more of a personal rivalry than a local problem. Additionally, she said that neither the Tupac case nor Diddy's ties to certain organizations were sufficiently covered in the documentary. In a recent development, Keith D., a suspect in the Tupac case, openly phoned Diddy and claimed to have previously assisted him.
Sean, you had an issue with the way Diddy was treating him, right?
I just think Puff, he needs to be a stand-up man. That dude sat up there and did that time for you or nothing like that. Then you got this man living down there in police, living all good bad, man. You seem like you just leaving people for dead, man. Shit wrong, dude. Gene Deal complaining about you. I'm complaining about you. I heard one of my homies from 30, I heard he get every quarter he get clothes, all this shit. Then you gave this other dude a brand new Benzo or Maybach, another piece of the wreck company. God damn, homie. I was on top of the world until I met your motherfucker, dude. Shit is wrong, dude. Come on, homie. I need something. Throw a dog a bone or something. Sit up there talking about you, daddy love. Show us some love. Man, you know what I'm saying? There's ways around that, homie. Throw my kids something. Throw somebody kids something. God damn. Daddy love. You ain't no love. That ain't love at all. That's some bull. That ain't cool, dude. You know what I'm saying? Swear, man. Gene Gill, Sean, TPD, just everybody, man. God damn. You just leave bad tastes in everybody's mouth, man. Come on, homie. Damn. You forgot where you come from. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm like some grass and shit. You know I was in jail. Nigga ain't throw a nigga noodle. What you call that shit? Put the hot water on, man. God damn. Yeah. Life ain't been the same, bro. Man, shit, I was getting 300 kilos a month, man. Balling, man. Didn't nobody know about me. My shit was smooth, dude. My shit was laid out smooth, man. I met your motherfucker and all the heat and thunder coming around with your motherfucker, man.
Other assertions that received little attention were also presented in the documentary. Aubrey O'Day was one such instance. DeGan Deal responded angrily to her remarks by revealing his own thoughts and recollections.
He said it, I'ma drug them out and pimp them out to my niggas. They keep with me. And he was talking about Danity Kane as a group. He didn't single out any one of them. But to hear that he did it, that shit is crazy to me. We had a big argument and we started talking about each other and what niggas had and what he didn't have. He was calling me, yo, you broke cop. Just like, you ain't got nothing I ain't got. I got a watch, you got a watch. I got a ring, you got a ring, I got a chain, I got a home. We went through that whole shit like that. I started talking about his teeth. You understand? I started talking about, him, his breath, everything. We was going at each other. That next day at his house, he said, yo, Gene, he called me upstairs. And he said, yo, Gene, I couldn't talk to him like that no more in front of people and everything like that. Because I know me and Puff go back from the same gang since 89, 90 when he got jumped in it. You understand? We go back way to that time. So I knew him. You understand? He was like a little nephew. So when he started talking that shit to me, I said, yo, listen here, bro. You don't say shit about me, I won't say shit about you. If you say something, you open up your mouth about me, I'm gonna talk about all your green dentures and all that shit like that. We're not playing them games, bro. Monty, do you understand what I'm saying? I heard him say that he was gonna drug them out and pimp them out to his niggas. And then to hear the text message that she was drugged out and he was having sex, that shit hurts, bro. That shit is fucked up. Do you know how fucked up that is, bro? I heard this nigga say this shit out of his mouth. But to know that he was doing it, that shit was crazy to me. It makes you feel sick, bro, because I guess I wasn't looking for it. But to see her pain and to see that she had to experience some shit like that, bro, and then the nigga was doing a lot of that shit right under your nose when the days that you wasn't working or the days that you left early or you wasn't around, this shit is crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro, because he know I wasn't that type of dude. You understand? And he tries everybody. He tries everybody. I'm not saying he never tried me. He tried me before.
Gene said that the incident made him feel ill after hearing more individuals speak out. On a fundamental human level, he thinks the accusations made against Diddy are quite serious. People's perception of Diddy may drastically shift if these allegations are validated. How do you feel about everything going on? Please share your opinions in the comments section below.